genuine.
Okay. Colin, looking at your huge biographies of this, one of those things I was drawn to was the brothers. And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, you've got to be very old to remember it. It finished in 1976, and I was in it for 3 years. Leading up to that, it was required viewing on a Sunday night, as I recall. People used to rush home from church in order to... Well, they used to go to church in those days to watch the brothers. And I was, at that point, the most hated man in Britain, which is quite nice to put in context of Doctor Who, when I became arguably one of the most loved men in Britain.
Did you have any influences in that? Because it was a very, very memorable role as that particular brother. Did you have any influences?
What?
In playing that particular role in the brothers?
Did I influence anybody, or
did you have any influences? You know, who were your favourite villains, so to speak?
Oh, I see what you mean. No, I just drew on my own nasty inner self. It's very cathartic, because you can be unpleasant all day and go home at night and you don't kick the dog or shout at the wife, because you've got it all out of your system. It's very nice.
Do you take it as a compliment? A lot of people call you, a lot of Doctor Who fans call you the most underrated Doctor Who.
It's a backhanded compliment, isn't it? I suppose it is a compliment, because it means that they don't underrate me. Yeah.
What are your happiest memories of Doctor Who?
Being able to talk to children in the street without other people raising eyebrows, because you're so high profile that nobody is suspicious of you. And in these days when no one's allowed to even look at children, which I think is tragic, it's quite nice to be one person who can.
And how did being a columnist with the Bucks Free Press, how did that come about?
I wrote a letter to the Bucks Free Press in, well, 17 years ago, so that would be 1993, and I've forgotten what that was about, and so's the editor. But whatever it was I wrote about prompted him to ask me if I wanted to write a regular column, which I've done 52 weeks a year for 17 years since. And it was Tim Hurst, the publisher, who came across this and asked me if I would be interested in having them turned into a book, which is why I'm sitting here in Lakeside at Waterstones signing copies of it, which is very chuffing.
And of course, 109 local newspapers closed down last year, so very much what you're doing is still supporting local newspapers.
I'd like to think I'm the sole reason, but I suspect it's because it's a good newspaper that gives good service to local people. But certainly my little column every week is hopefully a little brick in the wall of its security.